All right, Brendan Taylor here, Tru School Sports. I'm back with the one and only Rick Glaser. What's up, Rick?
Not much. Just glad to be back on your show. It's an honor when you ever get a hold of me to be on your show. I enjoy your questions, and there's a couple guys I really like, and interviewers and guys you can talk boxing with, and you're one of them. It's a small club.
I'm glad. I feel glad to be a part of that exclusive club because I know you don't like many people. You know, I know you're very critical of people in boxing, so to be in that club is good.
Well, the reason I'm critical of people in boxing is because they get thrusted with these lofty positions that they don't warrant, and then they fuck it up every step of the way. I mean, come on. I mean,
like Peter Nelson.
I mean, oh please, please. If he was a mortician, people would stop dying.
Yeah. But Rick, I wanted to start the show off on the right foot. I know me and you have gone back and forth on Demetrius Andrade for quite some time. And I already told you, like, before any of this Janibek vacating stuff happened, I already told you you're not going to get any peep out of me about Andrade no more. But what I wanted to say was I wanted to apologize to you and admit that I was wrong. Because
you don't have to admit you're wrong. You really don't. I knew I was right all along. I mean, as I tried to play, I said when it came time to fight him, I said he's going to belly up, and he did. He bellied up. He just can't. He's not going to fight anybody that he feels uncomfortable with. He's going to win or lose.
Yeah.
You know what he is? You know what he is? I'll tell you what he is. He's like the guy that was an amateur boxing, turned pro, got to 6-0, and then he told so he could tell his kids and his grandkids, nobody would fight me. I had to quit. Nobody would fight me. I mean, that's what he is. He got to two world championships, won them, and never fought a serious fight. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. All that talent for no reason, man. All that talent.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and you know what? The fact that he's so talented makes it even worse. If he was just a quasi champion in the sense that he didn't have any talent, and he got lucky, I could understand him wanting to pick and choose. But the guy could fight. He's just a mental midget. That's all there is to it. Mentally, he's just not all there. So you don't have to apologize, but I accept your apology.
My man Michael Mannix.
Would you do it again for me, please?
I'm sorry, Rick. I'm sorry. You was right. He was right. But I still don't. Michael Mannix says I still don't think he gets in with Joseph Parker.
Zach Parker. He backed himself into a corner by giving up the WBO title, and he should have went through with the first fight. He said he was injured. He wasn't injured. Okay, he was having male menopause. Okay, that's what he was doing, and I mean, basically speaking, now he gave up the title. He's backed himself into a corner. I'm going to tell you, everybody, something right now. And it doesn't have something to do with the 8 pounds of going from a middleweight to a super middleweight, partly. Okay? He had a better chance of beating Janibek and for more money than he does of beating going over there and fighting Parker and getting less money. I mean, I don't understand his logic at all. He doesn't understand. Parker can really fight, everybody. He switch hits. He's got power in both hands. He's a big, strong super middleweight. He's young on fresh legs. He's not wore out. And I think he's in for a very, very, very long and rude awakening. And I really feel he would have had a better shot of beating Janibek than he would have beating Parker. Yeah, I really do. He's been so mismanaged, mishandled. I mean, really, if I was ever handling the guy, I would have got him. I would have got seek professional help for him right off the bat, psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever. Literally right off the bat.
Yeah, my man.
The guy says he signed to fight Billy Joe, and then Billy Joe had the thing. Yeah, except one thing, that he hadn't gotten the ring yet. Okay, let's just think about that. Remember, he hadn't gotten the ring yet. He signed to fight Parker last time. He pulled out. He was supposed to fight the mandatory this time. He pulled out. I mean, come on. This guy here, he's made some of the worst decisions.
Intelligent Boxing also says that his promoter made a lucrative offer to Jamal Charlo.
Yeah, it's true, $7 million. But
Mm-hmm.
in the meantime, this Charlo wouldn't fight. But that didn't mean that Andrade was taking the fight. Who said Andrade was taking that fight at the time?
Eddie Hearn.
Nobody. Well, he hadn't gotten in the ring yet. The guy's
Eddie.
a scary guy. He's scared of himself. The guy.
Yeah.
The guy's scared of his own talent.
I know. I know your boy right here, Punch Drunk Boxing. He says you're contradicting. So if Parker is the harder opponent and moving up, so why is Shaman fighting Janibek, the second coming of Jesus Christ?
What was he saying?
He's saying that you're contradicting. So if Parker is the harder opponent and he's moving up, why are you shaming him for not fighting Janibek, the second coming of Jesus Christ?
Because he made a mistake. He should have fought Janibek for more money.
On
number
ESPN.
one, and defended his title over here. Okay, that's what he should have done. That's why. That's not contradicting. I'm saying to you, he took the wrong fight.
Yeah.
If he can't beat Parker, I don't think he can beat Parker. I think Parker's is bigger, stronger, can punch better. Parker's. Listen, I've sent sparring partners over there. I sent sparring partners over there for the fight that didn't exist. Okay, matter of fact, I sent the people back a rebate because the fight was canceled. I sent them half the money, but half my commission back. Rat bastard.
How many sparring partners did you send over there?
Two good slick left-handers. One real fast, one good on his feet. The other one more stationary, fighting on the inside more. A little mix of two different styles. So it's sad. It really is. He just had such a, the guy's never been in a legacy fight. He's never even been in a memorable fight. That's really bad.
Yeah.
Think about that.
I know. I think Janibek. I actually think Janibek is a tougher fight though, because I know Parker can get out boxed because he had that fight years ago with the kid Daryl Williams, who everybody thought beat him.
I know, but he's with different people now. People change.
Yeah,
people get better.
Fighters develop. Like I don't think he's the same guy from that fight.
Right. Listen. I'm just saying to you, he should have kept his title, fought the other fight, okay, and taken his chances there. It is a pick your poison situation. There's no question about that. But I will tell you that if I was him, I would have defended his title.
Do you think by him beating Janibek, that would have given him more leverage going into whatever fight he was going to pursue next?
He wasn't pursuing any fight next. That was a legacy fight. He didn't want to fight this fight. He was being forced into it, and he scampered away like a little girl with her skirt up.
Yeah. I like Andre's talent, like his skills, but I'm like I said, I'm not. You're not going to really be getting any peeps out of me about Andre the way it used to be.
No.
But Janibek, right? Janibek, he's been calling out, Jamal Charlo. So just for documentation purposes,
that didn't happen.
That's not happening, right?
No, Cayman will never take that fight. Jamal Charlo won't take that fight. Charlo's not going to go to Heyman and say, "Come on, let me fight this guy." That ain't happening. They're not fighting him under any circumstances. They will keep. Yeah. They'll keep their middleweights away from Janibek, just like they kept their welterweights away from Terence Crawford.
Yeah. Now you got people like Punch Drunk, and shout out to Punch Drunk, but like they don't really quite believe in the Janibek hype. They think that people are just gassing Janibek up. What I wanted to ask you, Rick, from your perspective, what do you think makes Janibek a quality middleweight?
Left-handed, high pressure, incredibly strong, in tremendous shape, can punch with both hands, is very, very tenacious in your face every step of the way. And I think I know he's the real deal. I put opponents in with him. I know he was a great amateur, world amateur champion, all that other happy horse shit, and he's a beast. I mean, come on.
Seems like he has great timing too. Like I was watching some of his older fights, like when he first turned pro, and it seems like the main thing he has really is also great timing.
Yep,
he's great timing and a versatile counterpuncher.
And great intuition.
Yeah, and that's always a dangerous proposition for any fighter.
If you had better, I just used the word. If you had better, what was the word I just used? Oh my God!
Intuition.
Intuition. You wouldn't have been riding that Demetrius Andre Johnson for so long.
Yeah, sometimes it takes us a little bit longer. But anyway, I saw your boy Lou DiBella. I saw you and Lou DiBella were going back and forth on Twitter. What was that all about?
Nothing, just normal Lou bullshit. Just an idiot. Lou's the kind of guy that he should go get a refund for his Harvard Law School. Okay, they shouldn't teach him much. So there you go. Lou is what he is. Lou is just he's is what he is. He can't help himself.
The scum sucking pig.
Sucking pig. Yeah, it's a beautiful nickname for it. It's everybody in the world calls him that behind his back. You know what I mean? So
I felt honestly on Twitter when I saw you guys go back and forth, I felt compelled to tweet him and be like, "Yo, leave him alone, you scum sucking pig."
Yeah, you should have done that. You should have done that.
I mean, the night's still young.
Listen, you don't have to defend me. You say that. You leave him alone. You could just say, "Hey, you're the one that everybody calls a scum sucking pig, not him."
Yeah,
that's true. Okay, I would like to know what Rick is anticipating for pay-per-view sales for Ruiz Ortiz, under 60,000 for Ruiz Ortiz. Alvarez and GGG. Well, you can't tell on that because it's streaming. There's a lot of stream ones on that, but I would think it's going to do 900,000 in that area, 875, 900,000. Yeah, I think it does a good number overall sales. Yep, and then Wilder Hellenius will do 150, maybe 60,000 in that area. And Spence and Crawford, they're going to lie about all these fights, but the real number for Spence Crawford, 5 to 550.
That'd be a great. Listen, if we could get 5 to 550 on Spence Crawford, I would be over the moon.
No, I think you will, because they're both undefeated. It's undisputed. They're both undefeated. They both are what boxing stands for. The two best fighters fighting each other in the division.
Yes, two creme de la creme top shelf fighters, no doubt about it.
Right.
I know the fight I'm actually most excited about on the schedule. That
you know how it would do more numbers, a lot more numbers, don't you? If the LDBCers, the Earl Sexuals, the Haymanites, and all these people, they actually paid for it instead of getting it illegally, then it would do like 7 to 750. So that'd be a really way to. If everybody chipped in $80, okay, they could get it to 7 to 750. But they're they want to cheat and beat the system. It's all right.
Well, I feel like everybody on boxing, especially if you have a YouTube channel and you've been bitching and moaning about this fight, when the time comes for this fight, you should pay whatever the money is for the pay-per-view.
That's right. But they won't. They won't.
Yeah. No, absolutely. What do you think about Zurdo versus Bivol? Because that's finally done and dusted. It's finalized.
That's an excellent fight. Bivol's never fought a guy like Zurdo. He's tall left-hander, can punch with both hands. He's a much better puncher at 75 than he was at 60. And he's fat. He's much better fighter at 68 than he at 75. He was 68, and basically saying that he's going to be a difficult out. He keeps his hands in punching position. He's quick himself. He's good on his feet himself, and it's going to be a hell of a fight. That's no runaway.
Yeah,
it's a good fight.
And he's going to be hydrated to 200 plus pounds on fight night, which he definitely
will be the much bigger man on fight night. Correct, though.
I mean, he looks significantly bigger in the face-off. I knew he was bigger than Bivol to begin with, but man, I really feel like
he was overweight right now, obviously. So it's all right. He knows how to get it down. He's a big guy. He knows how to get the weight off.
Yeah, true professional.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
no question about it. More so than Andre.
But this fight being in the UAE, it's like there's a growing trend of boxing going over to the Middle East. Do you feel like the Middle East is going to become, I guess, like the new home for big fights in boxing?
Well, that's all cynical because not cynical. That's all goes in cycles. It will, for a while there it was Biloxi, Mississippi years ago. Then it was Atlantic City, then Biloxi, Mississippi, Vegas, L.A. Then it went to Macau. So it goes around wherever who wants to put the money up, and they want to put the money up right now, and it'll go like that for 2-3 years, and then they may not do it, but they're putting a lot of money into golf and boxing.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's part of your answer right there.
Yeah, because it seems like they're the main ones paying these ridiculous site fees right now. Is these Middle Eastern countries, Dubai, UAE,
right?
All these places.
I was asked how come Al Heyman doesn't bring the fight over there, and I answered the question. Did you see what the answer was?
Wait, the question: does Rick believe this one?
Do I believe? What does it say?
Does you believe Crawford versus Spence is going to happen?
I think it's going to happen, but I don't. If it happens in November, it'll be half a miracle. I think eventually it'll happen. Yeah, in November.
Yeah, November.
Okay,
mid-November.
I hope it does.
Yeah. Free Hoover says the tougher opponent is Zach Parker over Janibek. He's with you. He says Zach Parker. Zach Parker is the harder guy. Do you think so? Do you believe he's the harder opponent because of where they're fighting or because of his skill set?
Everything. It's big size, strength, freshness, lefty, righty, power in both hands. Tenacious guy, boxes decent. Everything about him. I mean, the lay of the land going over there. The hometown advantage. Everything. Janibek's had no hometown advantage. He's over here. He's just a guy. You're an American fighting a guy from one of the Eastern European countries in America, and all he did is have to sign up with Top Rank, and everything would have been good, and go fight the fight. Okay, have Top Rank as your promoter. You win. Okay, boom, boom, boom. They even do a rematch. Depends if the fight was good, it was close, and there was more money there. If he would have won or done something, or signed a rematch deal for a rematch, and do a rematch, and who knew? They never even got deep into anything. He just didn't fight him. I mean, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's disgraceful.
Why would you want? Let's say the fights are even. Let's just say, why would you want to leave your country to go to the other guy's homeland when you can fight right over here against a foreigner? A smaller guy. It makes no sense.
You'd have to ask them that, and I have to ask them that myself. Because I don't get it. I don't get it.
I know. That's why you gave up on him.
Yeah, like there's only so much I'm gonna defend him on. Like at this point, he's undefendable.
That's right.
But now the big fight, the next big fight in boxing, potential big fight is the Fury Usyk matchup. How do you see that one playing out, Rick?
I think that Fury, I think he pretty much dominates the fight. We'll win in a decision 8-4. I can see something like that happening, but it's a good fight. It's definitely as big as it's definitely going to be a huge fight. It's going to pique interest all over the world. And it's something everybody wants to see, the best fighting the best. So it just makes so much sense.
Yeah, what makes it kind of intriguing to me is I know Fury's matured as a fighter, but you think about Tyson Fury and his skills. Normally he has the agility advantage and the speed advantage over most heavyweights. He doesn't have that here. He doesn't have that here against Usyk. He has to knock Usyk out.
He doesn't have he doesn't. He doesn't have the agility advantage, but he's got the better hand speed, and he knows how to get out of the way of punches. He's proven that time and time again. And if he gets knocked down, he gets up. I think he wins a decision.
He could. I could see it, but like the last high level southpaw he fought was Otto Wallin. I feel like Usyk's
but he didn't take Otto Wallin seriously. He thought it was a white. He saw a short guy on the tape, much shorter than him. He saw a guy that couldn't punch, a white guy from I don't know what, Denmark, whatever, Sweden, and he just figured, this will be easy. And he didn't train right, didn't spar right, and he was in World War III. So he figured it was a tune-up fight when he almost got tuned up. So I throw that one out the window. He's going to come in tremendous shape for this fight. He'll be the pro that he is, and he'll get the nod. You know, he's people. One thing about Tyson Fury, everybody underestimates everything about this guy. Okay, and they always say, "Oh, he's just big." No, he's very fast. He's limber. He's just everything you want in a fighter. He's a ring general. He's got his ring IQ. I'll tell you what. If I had to name the 3 best ring IQs in boxing, okay, and even better than Lomachenko, I would say the number 1 would be Bam Rodriguez, number 2 Tyson Fury, number 3 Usyk. To be honest with you,
number 1 is really Bam Rodriguez. I know you love Bam. I know you love Bam Rodriguez, but number 1
for ring intelligence. Oh yeah. He's mild. He's the master of ring intelligence. Come on, please.
What about Terence Crawford?
No, he's a great fighter and tenacious finisher, but he's got ring. And I would say Crawford before, and Loman would be 5. I mean, those guys are all in there batting, but I really think that Tyson Fury has that special ring IQ. I think that Bam Rodriguez is just off the charts. I'll tell you another one that fits in there. Excuse me, I forgot. Sonny Edwards.
He
fits right in there.
You love Sonny Edwards. Yeah, I ain't mad at Sonny Edwards, but I just can't believe you have Bam number 1, which I love Bam. I think Bam is special, but number 1 in all of boxing?
For ring IQ. I didn't say he's the best pound for pound fighter.
No, I know.
Ring IQ.
Just strictly ring IQ. Yeah, I heard you.
100%. He's ring brilliant. You know?
Yeah.
So
To me, he's the real main event on the Canelo card, man. I'm excited for Bam. He's fighting
exactly
Israel Gonzalez, a guy, tough guy. Fought some of the top guys in the division. Should have got the decision over Calio 5, but it's a great showcase for Bam. Well, how do you feel about it?
100%.
Yeah.
They're trying to make Bam a superstar, as big as a little guy can get, and he's capable of doing that. Can speak both languages. He gets in there, he bangs, he moves, he boxes, bangs again. He's a brilliant guy. In the ring, he's brilliant. So I got you're not going to hear me say anything bad about Bam Rodriguez. I'm a complete believer.
Okay.
And we know he's got heart. We know he's got a big heart, right?
He's got that in spades.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Michael Manning says.
Could you imagine? Excuse me for interrupting. Could you imagine Andrade with Bam Rodriguez's heart? Oh my God! What a fighter!
Be the best fighter ever.
Man, we can forget about Sugar Ray Robinson, Henry Armstrong.
It's tough. But Michael Manning says he doesn't even have a visa, Andrade. He couldn't make the first fight presser for the Parker fight.
Yeah, it's just unprepared, unprofessional. Just everything about the guy.
Yeah.
What can I tell you? He is what he is.
My man, shout out to Mighty Max Boxing. He says, Rick, which Twitter account is actually yours?
Tell him to go fuck himself. This guy said, this Mighty Max said he was related to me. He was telling people he's related to me. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know this guy. I don't know this jerk off from the next. $2.
He's $2.
Fuck. It's not even a tip for a shoe shine.
He said, I was told at Rick Glaser 5, but others tell me it isn't.
Yeah, he knows which one it is. Tell him to go fuck himself. I blocked him on Twitter. And Max, you're staying blocked on Twitter, you jerk off.
Damn. He's a kid, Rick. He's like a 17-year-old kid.
So he can't be a jerk off at 17?
No, you could definitely be a jerk off at 17. But you tell him to go fuck himself.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Damn. Hey, Rick, what do you think about a lot of people are making a big deal about Jared Anderson, and I think he's very good, but are they going a little too far comparing him to Riddick Bowe, like skill-wise?
No, not at all.
You don't think so?
No. Now listen, we don't know how his heart is. We don't know if he's got a great chin yet. No, but for pure talent and athletic ability, oh my God, he's the real deal, bro. Okay,
No,
I don't know about his heart. We don't know about his chin. Those are the intangibles. We don't know about his desire to win and what happens when the going gets rough. Those are intangibles. But from an eyeball portion, when you're watching the guy fight, he's fucking fast, fluid. He's got the feet of a middleweight. He's got super fast hands. He's powerful. He's accurate, and he's got a killer instinct, at least at this level. So does he have that killer instinct? Does he have that chin? Does he have the fortitude? Okay, the heart. Fortitude and heart are two different things. Okay, and people confuse those. Okay, well, here's what heart is. Heart is that you can take punishment. Okay, and you're willing to take it like a Turtle. Fortitude is walking through fire to win. There's a difference.
He has had to do that.
Some guys have enough heart. Some guys have enough heart to survive, but they don't have enough fortitude to walk through the wall. Okay, that's just what reality is. There's a fine line there. Believe me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like Jerry.
I'm a big Jerry Anderson's got a great personality, great smile, and like I said, does he have that fortitude? Does he have heart? Does he have fortitude? Does he have a chin? Okay, there's intangibles, but what the stuff in the ring, he's the real deal, bro.
No, I like him. I think the Riddick Bowe stuff is a little bit excessive. I don't see it.
No, because they're not comparing Riddick. You're looking at Riddick Bowe when he was world champ because you're such a young guy.
No. I'm looking at the Riddick Bowe that fought like early in his career, like before he fought the title, like when he was fighting Everett Martin and when he was a prospect.
Who just died.
He just died. Yes, R.I.P. Everett Martin.
No, I think it's a very fair comparison. I really do.
Okay, fair enough.
Very fair comparison.
Hopefully, who would you want to see Jared Anderson fight next? Because they're talking about they mentioned Zhang, they mentioned Philip Hargenbridge, but that's not going to happen because
wait, time out. Hold it. You're talking about 10-round fighters, and you're talking about a guy just competed in an 8-rounder. There's a big step in between those two.
No, I agree, but Aram is the guy throwing these names out there.
They're not fighting those guys. There's no way in Christ they're fighting any of those guys.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's just Aram trying to promote.
Would he fight? Something better than. Oh God! I'm trying to think of his name. Brazil. So he fights somebody better than Dominic Brazil. A little better, not much.
Okay.
I don't treat your nephew like. Stop with your bullshit. You don't know my nephew. Stop with this jerk off shit. I don't care if you're fucking 17. You're fucking with a 64-year-old.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Shout out to Intelligent Boxing. Damn. $9.99. Yeah. Intelligent Boxing.
What? Oh my God! What a shooter he is! Oh my crap! I'm gonna give my Cash App shit too in a minute.
Right. Hey Rick, what did Max say to you that has you so fired up and spirited?
He told everybody he's related to me that he was my nephew and all kinds of bullshit. Jesus, because then he tells people that when they think they're talking to me, which they are, he says, "Oh no, that's not the real Rick Glaser. It's Rick Glaser 5. That's the real one." Well, Rick Glaser's got 5,000 followers plus, and the other one's got a couple hundred. The fake accounts got 50 and 100 and 200, and it's been okay. And they all started in July of 2022, and I started in January of 2020. Please, people are nuts. Please, come on.
My man M Easy BX says, how much what about Jared Anderson fighting like a Jerry Force
would be very good. Very good. Yes, that's a good possibility. Jerry Force would be the perfect step up. Yeah, seasoned guy, left-handed,
durable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Durable. And Jerry's a good guy. He deserves a good payday.
I know Rick is unfiltered, but one topic I wish he would dig deeper into is the use of PEDs. I've been off the Alvarez train since the debacles versus Triple G.
You know what? There's so many boxers that do it. If I did it, I'd hate half the business. So what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Hate the box. Hate half the boxers.
Rick, would you say? So I know PEDs are run rampant in boxing, but would you say like the boxing industry only reports like I guess who they don't make money off of as using PEDs? Because there's a lot of guys that make money. No, you don't think so?
No, not true. No.
Because there's a lot of guys I feel like that are already on PEDs that boxing doesn't want to out until, you know, they're not making money off them no more.
Well, I don't know. I listen, I don't pay that much attention to it, to be honest. I should pay more attention, but I don't. I mean, I can tell who's on steroids now just by looking at most of them.
Yeah, it's not hard.
No, it's not hard. You know, the big things on the back, the hives, the friggin' the nipples turned up, huge eyebrows,
You know,
eyebrows that twitch,
insane muscle growth out of nowhere, like they just level up in size out of nowhere, like that type of stuff.
Right. Well, or the guy who had a little bit of a stomach, a nice flab, and all of a sudden he's got fucking a 12-pack sitting there in front of you. You know.
Yeah, got that steroid gut, the gut where it's like kind of out, it's kind of sticking out, kind of, and then you know it looks like they have, it's a weird looking gut, but if you've seen it, if anybody who knows, you know the steroid gut. Yeah, Marty Mac says, "Hey Rick, you were cool with me when you went on my channel 2 months ago." Damn,
I don't even know what channel he has. The fuck?
I don't know. Enrique says, "What up? Is Keyshawn Davis going to be legit?" What do you think, Rick?
I think he will eventually, but I'm not a believer right now. I think he'll grow into an excellent fighter, but I'm not a believer at this point in time.
Who do you think out of all the top ranked prospects, because they got a lot of good prospects, who would you say is the one you're the highest on?
Well, I would say, because he's a heavyweight and how far advanced he is, he's almost ready for tens. He's ready for tens is Jared Anderson, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I would say of the ones that turned pro in the last couple of years, I would say I'm high on Tiger Johnson. Yeah.
What about that kid from Cleveland, Abdullah Mason? You like him at all?
Yeah, I like him, but he's 17. I mean, let's see what happens in a few years. Let's see what happens when he finds women more. Let's see, let's see what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Tiger Johnson's a little more mature, a little more far along. But I like what I see of Abdullah Mason, but there's so many intangibles there. I mean, he didn't look too good the other day.
No. He got his nose busted.
All he fought was a durable guy. The guy didn't know what to do. It's not exactly a great shining side there.
Yeah. We'll see. He still got to physically mature a lot too.
Yeah.
So there's time. There's definitely time. Mighty Max again says, "Last one, Rick. God loves you. Repent, Uncle."
Yeah. See, explains I'm his uncle.
Dang. All right. Bruce Carrington is legit. I like Bruce Carrington. What do you think about Bruce Shoo? He's good.
He's very good.
I don't know if his ceiling is quite as high as the other, because he turned pro a little older. Like he's like 25.
Yeah, I know, but he's already a mature man, and they'll move him along relatively quickly.
No, he's super mature.
He'll be fighting for world title when he's 13, 14 fights. Okay. Maybe even 12.
Yeah. Okay. Roy wants to know, what are your thoughts on the Flair Cobbs?
A fraud.
Huh?
A fraud.
No respect for the last one against Hooker?
No, he's a fraud. Please. Hooker was completely shot, couldn't walk and talk and chew gum at the same time.
Did Hooker have a seat in the clubhouse?
Did what? A seat in the clubhouse?
Yeah,
they took him out of the clubhouse and put him in the fight. What are you talking about?
Well, because you always say
the seat was warm. They were holding it for him again.
Okay, all right. Well, you mentioned Everett Martin. He died recently, and then Ernie Shavers just died a couple hours ago. So I guess I wanted to kind of pick your brain about those two. What are some of your memories?
I did business with Bigfoot a couple times. I got him some sparring gigs. Always a gentleman, nice guy. Nothing negative about him. Not dysfunctional. Always a man of his word. And I have zero complaints about him whatsoever. Absolutely zero. No, a nice guy. If he would have had a promoter, would have been protected from the beginning, he would have been a lot better fighter than his record.
Yeah, because I've seen him fight Riddick Bowe, and I've seen the Foreman fight, and to give those guys problems, with all the tough fights he had.
He was an excellent fighter, much better than his record. But not excellent as in great fighter, but excellent in the sense that he was a real pro.
No, absolutely. And what about Shavers? What's your favorite, like, I guess, Shavers moment or memory?
When September of '78, when he knocked down Larry Holmes with that big bomb, and the TV announcers were counting Holmes out, and Holmes rose up from the dead. It was amazing.
Had to really grind it out. He had to grind that one out. That was a hard fight.
Yeah, that was a hard fight. Yeah, you know what? This is what I'm going to tell you: Shavers, Jimmy Young, and Ron Lyles and Ken Norton, if they all would have fought each other and not anybody else, they would have ended up with 500 careers. all four of them, because they would against each other. I mean, but you know, they fought Ali, they fought this guy, they fought that guy, but they would have been unbelievably entertaining fights. I don't know who would have won any of those fights. At any given night, any one of them could have beaten one another. Yeah,
that would have been a hell of a tournament.
Yep.
Yeah.
Four guys with unique styles and everything else. What's this question for?
So RR1000 says, why the hypocrisy of steroids in boxing? They're all willing to do it plus die in the ring. So why make it hard to pretend the industry cares? Charge more money for steroids in boxing.
It's got nothing to do with money. It's ridiculous that they take them, but people think they need an edge. But the problem is, a lot of times both fighters use them. So where's the edge? It's stupid. It's stupid.
I feel like if they were ever going to legalize steroids.
Okay, let me interrupt you. There's a difference, and people don't look at the difference. If steroids should be illegal altogether, okay, that falls under performance-enhancing drugs. But there are many, many, many performance-enhancing drugs that are not steroids that help you with like your oxygen, your endurance, your stamina, that kind of stuff, right? They I don't have a problem with those things at all. Okay. But not strength. I have a problem with that. A real problem with it.
Yeah. And then there's like a bunch of masking agents now. Like you can take things to mask what's in your system. And you know, then there's the heavy use of like EPO.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Don Shada wants to know from you, Rick. Why does Rick hate PBC and black fighters?
I don't hate black fighters at all. Terence Crawford is one of my favorite fighters. The list goes on and on. I mean, it's not even a question. Why do I hate PBC? Because they don't do business like you're supposed to. They've screwed up the whole industry. Al Heyman and PBC screwed up the whole business. That's why.
Yeah.
And it's very evident of that. We could devote a whole 2-hour show to it. We could do that.
You really could. When you say they don't do business the way they're supposed to, like what specifically?
Well, they're putting fights on pay-per-view that aren't pay-per-view, period. That's not good. That's terrible for the sport.
Yeah.
You know how many eyeballs would watch Wilder and Hellenius if it was free? Okay.
It would do a great number.
It could be a Sunday night Super Bowl. Okay. But they're just so short-sighted. They got to have their hand out. And it's a joke. He started out with the free boxing, and then the next thing you know, he's charging ridiculous for his stupid fights. So the hate on PBC and Al Heyman is because they don't do business in a business-like manner, and fights that make good for boxing and things that make sense for this overall health of the sport, okay, and the business. I do not hate black fighters. That's a total bullshit.
Yeah. I've known Rick for years. He doesn't. That's bullshit. Don just doesn't like Rick for some reason. But yeah, we'll see. We got a lot of questions. Shout out to everybody here. My man Free Hoover says, Rick, how is Al Heyman really like? I heard he stutters.
He's a stuttering prick, is what he is. Free Hoover. Well, you got to come up with more than $1.99. You need help? Come on now. I mean, he's got me out as a guest. I'm not getting a piece of this. This is about my man here, BT. Come on. Do better than that. Come on. No. Al Heyman is not an honorable guy. It's all facade. It's all in the fighters' minds and everything else because he's such a swingali. The truth of the matter is he's not a good guy. Period. End of story.
Okay. Rick was out of pocket on that tweet about the Chinese restaurant that wanted to check him in. SMH DeBello cooked him. I seen that. He was going off.
DeBello, listen, Tito. DeBello didn't cook me. I never took that tweet down. I will live up and proud of anything I've ever said and everything I ever wrote. So nobody cooked anybody here, bro.
Yeah,
I'm a stand-up guy. I'm old school stand-up guy. I'm okay. China gave us coronavirus. I don't care if the guy lives in America. I'm not patronizing Chinese restaurant. I go to Japanese. I'll go to Thai. I'll go to Vietnamese. I'm not going to Chinese. After they did that, fuck them. Respect that, pals. Stand up.
That
okay.
He's gonna stand on the square. Rick, switching gears. I know. Like Teofimo had that fight against Pedro Campa. Tailor-made opponent. What do you see for Teofimo on 40? Like who do you feel like he could beat as far as like the top guys, notable names?
Maybe you next.
Maybe me.
Yeah, to step up from Campa.
He don't want that fight.
It's a step up from Campos.
It would be. Yeah, I think it would be.
Right. Matter of fact, if you and Campos fought, if he owed you money, I'd make you a prohibitive favorite.
I think so. How much? Minus what?
275.
Oh man. Okay. I think
if he owed you money, he wouldn't pay you. No, if he didn't owe you any money, it'd be 50-50.
Oh, okay.
Even money.
Okay. Respect to Campa. There's a lot of options there though. You got like what Comey? Maybe Comey or Pedraza in December.
Well, he can't fight Comey. He already knocked him out in 2 rounds. Who's gonna watch that again?
That's true. Well, I feel like Top Rank got to do what they can to drum up some interest any way they can. So
I think it's got a good shot to beat Pedraza. I would think he's Puerto Rican. It's in New York City. I think that's a natural fight.
It'd be a good fight.
Yep.
Pedraza, I was a little disappointed. I felt like the Comey fight was even going in, but I thought Pedraza would show a little bit of a gap, like at least separate himself a little bit.
My description to my wife before the fight started was, this is an even fight, okay? But this guy here pointed to Pedraza has a little more class, a little more substance, but he was pretty shot. So that separation never showed up. And I had it 5-5. It was a perfect a draw. There was no point deductions, and each guy won 5 rounds. It was a no-brainer how to score the fight.
Yeah, fair enough. I was cool with it. What do you think about? I guess because Next Level Boxing Talk, shout out to him. He says Teo's next fight will probably be Arnold Barbosa. I feel like that's like the.
I don't think it's going to be Teo's next fight. Number one, but I love Arnold as a person. I think he makes fun fights, and I have nothing negative to say about Arnold. He's a great guy, and he makes excellent fights. But I just don't think they're going to put Teo into them. I don't think Teo's ready for him, to be honest with you. After that last performance, he's got to he's going to have to fight pretty regularly every 3-4 months for a little while to get back in get in the groove. He looked sloppy the other night. He didn't look like he didn't have his feet under him. His hands and feet weren't moving together. There's a lot of things he did wrong. Yeah. Oh, that's Next Level. That's my man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's a Bucci there. Hey, buddy. I didn't realize that. Now look, I go, oh shit, my man.
Yeah. You guys are cool.
Oh yeah, he's great. He's the best.
He's a great guy.
Yep.
Taylor was a Top Rank, not PBC, and he never got stripped. He vacated 3 of the 4 belts he had. Yeah, but I think he's vacating the belts because he's trying to get that Catterall fight. He don't want them the mandatories.
No. He doesn't want to be dictated to who he's going to fight.
Yeah.
He wants to fight Catterall. Yeah. Period. He's the champ, and everybody jammed a mandatory up his ass, and he just says, "Fuck you guys." He's got to pay 12%. He only needs 1 belt. He only needs Catterall. He's only got to pay 3%, not 12% of millions.
Yeah, and plus, like Josh Taylor, because he's vacating all these belts, he's making more great fights by vacating than some of these promoters are.
Right.
Like the Sabrina Matias Ponce fight is a very good one. That's probably the one I like that fight a lot because I feel like Matias is one of the most exciting fighters to watch in boxing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't know what the comment is, but I saw a comment earlier and I wanted to ask Rick, what do you know about Marv Nation? Have you ever dealt with them? And I guess what do you make of the whole I guess them winning the purse?
I never dealt with them before. Okay. I only know of him. He's supposed to be a quality guy. and good businessman. What do I think of it? I think when you bid that much more than everybody else, people are thinking that you're going to default, and people should think that. But if he goes through it, he goes through it. But he bid twice as much as everybody else. Anybody else?
Yeah. Marvin Nation. You think Kinahan's behind all that?
No,
boy,
absolutely not.
Your best friend.
Kinahan wouldn't put up that high a bid. Why would he do that? Listen, Kinahan's a very, very, very bright man. If he's as big as they say he is in the drug business, and he's good. I know how good he was in boxing. This is the smartest guy in the world. If this is all true,
they sure as hell paint him out to be the smartest guy in the world.
Right. That's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
That's exactly my point. He's just saying this guy. I mean, they got this guy as a cross between Einstein, Tex Rickard, and Al Capone and Meyer Lansky. I mean, come on now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, is he all these things? That's a lot.
Yeah. Let me see. We got Click Clack says, what does Rick think about boxing advisors like Sean Gibbons and Peter Kahn, and why is Rick Glaser the best?
I don't do what they do.
Yeah, he doesn't do what they do.
I don't different. Do what they do. Different. They manage fighters. Sean also promotes fighters, manages fighters. Peter's a manager. I don't do that. I'm a 24/7, 365 provider of quality supplemental services to the professional boxing business globally since 1991. I like Sean a lot. Great boxing guy. Peter's a decent boxing guy. Peter leaves a little bit to be desired, even though I like him. But Sean is an excellent boxing guy. No question about it. And they both manage fighters well, and fighters are in good hands if they're managed by either guy.
I would agree with that. I mean, I think the world of Peter, because I mean, I don't know Sean as well, but I do know Peter.
And as far as what makes me the best, I'm one of the very few people in boxing that understand the business and the sport of boxing, and they're totally two different things. The business of boxing and sport of boxing, and I fuse the two of them together worldwide on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So am I the best? I'm the best at what I do because not too many people do what I do. Sean doesn't do what I do. He manages fighters, promotes fighters. I'm supplying services to people. It's a little different.
Yeah, that's a whole different animal on its own, because you're dealing with fighters in their camps directly and coordinating the sparring partners
and promoters and TV networks
and networks
and financiers of events and just everything in general. It's just different. You know what I mean? And and it's no put down to anybody else. Everybody does something different. Do I have a couple fighters that I work with? And an advisor too. Yeah, I've got 3 fighters. Let's see, 3 fighters I work with. So it's not really what I do. My business is more corporate oriented instead of individual.
That makes sense. Hey Rick, what do you think about the monster? Because I know Inoue, he's supposed to have that fight with Paul Butler for undisputed. Do you think that's like the most lopsided undisputed matchup ever? Because it's pretty damn lopsided.
That should be one rounded out. If it's not one rounded out, Inoue felt sorry for him and carried him to the second.
Yeah, because I can't think of a more lopsided undisputed matchup ever. Shout out to my man from Kazakhstan. Hello from Kazakhstan, and I respect both your guys' insight on boxing. This is a good channel. Thank you, champ. Yeah, Rick helps make the channel great. So I gotta definitely give Rick his
once every quarter when BT has me on. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
I gotta do better, but Rick definitely always provides value on the channel. And shout out to you in Kazakhstan. Shout out to Janibek, who's running everybody out the damn division without throwing a punch, just by existing.
He's right about that.
Huh?
He's right about that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like Rick, Click Clack wants to know, what does boxing supplemental service mean? If Andy Ruiz needs a bucket of fried chicken and cake at midnight, can Rick help Andy?
What did he say?
He said, if Andy Ruiz needs a bucket of fried chicken and cake at midnight, can Rick help Andy?
Nobody can help Andy eat. He does a great job himself. He doesn't need any help. What does it mean? I'm a supplier of services. I supply sparring partners, opponents, negotiations for bout agreements, promotional agreements, advice to TV networks, streaming companies, casinos, expert witness and lawsuits, everything like that. Anything that people don't want to do, I can do. And I'm good at it.
Very good at it. Next level says, Rick, tell people that Eddie has going through a real rough patch, straight taking L's lately. Some guys swear he's a genius, but the truth is that he only knows how to resolve things with a check.
100% spot on.
Yeah. The guy hasn't won a purse bid in forever.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
A couple smaller fights, like eliminators, a couple of them he did win because the big boys weren't involved. But once the Frank Warrens of top ranks rear their head, then he's in trouble.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Rick, what do you think about if Inoue, once he beats Paul Butler, because he should beat him? What do you think about Inoue potentially fighting Stephen Fulton if Al would ever let it happen? What do you think about that matchup?
Unbelievable fight. I can't wait to see it. Great fight. Matchup of contesting styles. Just a fight that everybody should want to see. Yeah,
because that's that's right at the top of my list. I'm really advocating for that fight as much as I can, because I feel like Stephen Fulton has proven his worth over the last couple of years, and obviously
Stephen Fulton is an excellent fighter. And Inoue is a great fighter, and the little weight differences between 4 pounds. Inoue keeps moving up. It's a fight the world should want to see.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it. What do you think about Benavidez, Dave Benavidez? He said him and his dad been talking about moving up to 175. Finally. What do you think about that?
What took him so long?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I always say that Benavidez should be at light heavyweight. He's wasting his time at 68, and everybody says I'm being a hater, and then why would he move up there? So I'm with you.
Why are you hating when you're rendering the proper advice? That's not hating. People are stupid. People throw that term hating around and racist and unbelievable. It's incredible.
I mean, truth be told, like the term hating is thrown around by people who are just too soft. Nobody ever kept it real with them. They didn't have a father or just someone in their life to tell them what was real and what wasn't.
I'm going to leave the word hating just like this. Okay, it seems to me that the people that call people haters are the uneducated. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, because anybody who's seen Dave Benavidez knows that he really should not be at 68 at all.
Right. He's leaving too much of himself in the sweat room to be able to make the weight when it's not necessary.
Yeah.
So there's your answer right there.
And look
how much Zurdo improved when he went from 68 to 75.
Yeah, he became right? a whole different fighter, a whole different guy.
Thank you.
Next level says Benavidez is on a strict Better BF diet. I mean, he's doing all this just to avoid Better BF because he don't want that smoke. I think
he ain't fighting Better BF. Trust me.
Because I asked his dad. I asked his dad about the whole situation that happened a couple years ago when he missed weight and then they put him at number 1 in the rankings for 175. And I asked, would you guys be interested in fighting Better BF? And then his dad wouldn't even answer the question. He was like, oh well. They try to make us fight Badu Jack, but he never really got to my question. And now they're saying they want to go to 175. So I don't quite believe them.
Why would you believe it when you get sideways answers to an easy question? They're not the answers. They're not believable, right?
Yeah, they're not believable. Mm-hmm. But he keeps beating up these 60 pounders and 54 pounders at 168, and then everyone's calling him a monster. And he's a really talented fighter. I just don't see it.
Yeah, he's his problem, he came along too fast, too quick, and too young of an age. Couldn't handle the fame, and got caught up in weight and cocaine, and the guy's undefeated. Got his title stripped from him twice. And the WBC still placates to him.
You just can't make some of this shit up, Brick. It's ridiculous.
No, you can't. Come on, you got to ask some tougher questions. Come on.
Oh, all right. Lomachenko, Jermaine Ortiz. What do you make of that?
Who?
Lomachenko. He's fighting Jermaine Ortiz next.
Easy fight.
Right. Yeah.
Easy fight. Easy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Jermaine's a good young fighter, but I think it's a fight that Lomachenko should go on there.
Jermaine is from where? Connecticut?
Something like that. Yeah, Connecticut or Massachusetts, New England, somewhere in New England.
Imagine a guy? Can you imagine? Let's use common sense. Could you imagine a guy who's from that area, of the country, New England, fighting one of the best amateurs in the world and a multi-time world champion, undisputed at one time? Okay, could you imagine them fighting? And who do you think would win? Common sense would tell you.
Lomachenko,
right?
Of course. I gotta ask for the documentation purposes,
Oh, okay.
For the history books, because these interviews will live on forever, years down the line.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Hey, Rick, Daniel Yulushinov was like a top amateur and all this stuff, and he hasn't really been able to get his footing in the pros, and it seems like he's been mistreated, and he's talking about retiring. What do you make of the whole Daniel Yulushinov situation, and do you know about it?
Yeah, is he the guy that trains in South Florida?
Yeah, he's training at Delray Beach Boxing Club. Yeah.
Yeah. He's just signed with Pro Bellum, so I think they'll move him properly.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've got confidence in them.
Yeah, because you really talk highly of the fine folks at Pro Bellum.
What's that?
I'm saying you talk highly of the staff at Pro Bellum.
Yeah, they're good people. They're quality people. Why wouldn't I?
I mean, I don't know. Let me see. How big a blow to the zone was it to have their dreams of buying BT Sports crushed? I believe it was devastating to their plans. What do you say, Rick?
I think that they need to mind their own business, stay in their lane, and try to right a company who's lost billions of dollars rather than starting to acquire other companies for billions of dollars. Okay, I think that answers very well. Run what you got, make it the best, and then add on. You don't take a floundering house of cards and then try to put a twin tower next door. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Okay. Black Ray Donovan says, while you're here, I'd like to thank Al Heyman 3 times. Okay. Ortiz gave Boots good close fights in the amateurs. Jermaine Ortiz?
No. Oh, I don't know. If he's talking about Jermaine, maybe Virgil Ortiz.
It's gotta be Jermaine because they're both around that northeastern area. I don't think Virgil and Boots Jerron and us fought each other in the amateurs.
Okay. Yeah. Well, he's going to have no prayer with Lomachenko. To different league altogether. Forget about what you saw against Jamel Herring. Jamel Herring was at the end of the road. Just caught him on the right night. I mean,
I feel like even he knows that a little bit because he didn't really celebrate the win too much when he beat him in the post fight.
Yeah. Maybe that's his personality too. We never saw him win a fight on TV, so maybe that's his personality.
I saw him win a couple fights. I saw him on Showbox one time when he beat the kid from Philadelphia, Nahir Albright. He beat him, and then he fought
you don't celebrate something like that, Jesus.
And then I saw him fight. I don't know the opponent, but I saw him fight on the Mike Tyson Roy Jones undercard, and he won that fight too. Those are the only 2 times I've seen him. So, different class. What I guess I asked about the fights this weekend. What do you think about Ortiz versus Andy Ruiz?
Well, one is 53 years old. I mean, one turned 53 back in I don't know, February, March, and he's not 43, he's 53. So what do I think? I think Andy Ruiz, if he's any kind of shape and he's not shot, will win. if he's in any kind of shape and not shot. We don't know what we're gonna get with Andy Ruiz. He's inactive. His weight's up and down. We don't know what he's gonna be. We have no clue. So anything can happen, but it ain't gonna be pretty.
Yeah, who knows, man? Maybe you could fight Luis Ortiz. Y'all around the same age.
No, I'm 64.
No, I'm joking with you.
I got him beat.
Yeah. Did you see Canelo's recent comments about him not wanting to fight Mexicans? And if you did, what do you think?
That's not uncommon. That's been like that for years. A lot of guys don't want to fight Mexicans because they don't get motivated, and they know the fans aren't going to get motivated. They want to see them fight people from other ethnic backgrounds and other countries. It's just what the facts are. There's a lot of Mexicans like that over the years. So How do you reconcile like some of the best fights ever being between Mexicans, like Barrera, Morales? No. Some of them do. They don't have a problem with it, but some of them don't want to fight other Mexican fighters. It doesn't motivate them. Okay, it doesn't motivate. I get it. It goes both ways. The thinking goes both ways. But I get what he's saying. Do I agree with it? I don't agree with it.
I think it's bullshit. I think it's bullshit, to be honest.
No. I get what he's saying, but I don't agree with it. So let me say it that and put that in context.
Okay, that makes sense. Who are some other Mexicans that you know of that were like that over the years? Because I don't know any, so I'm asking you because you're
Julio Cesar Chavez.
Julio Cesar Chavez?
Yes, he was like that. The senior. I'm not talking about
junior. I know senior.
Yeah, senior. Senior was like that. Hector Camacho was like that when it come to fighting other Puerto Ricans. There's been quite a few that don't want to fight, and under those circumstances. It's not so uncommon.
But you don't think it looks bad on Canelo because he's fought like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
I didn't say it didn't look bad. I don't disagree with it. I understand what he's saying. I say it, but I disagree with that modus operandi. I don't have a problem with him thinking like that.
Okay. Would you have a problem if Devin Haney said, I don't want to fight Gervonta Davis because he's American?
No, it's a different situation. We're not ethnic over here. They're ethnic over there. Just like Italians are ethnic, Puerto Ricans are ethnic. We're not ethnic.
But what if they decided to be ethnic in that situation? I know what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, you wouldn't give them a pass. You're comparing apples and oranges. Okay, listen. It's a kind of situation where he doesn't want to. That's good. It doesn't look good for him by saying that, but I understand what he's saying. Okay, I think it's corny, and some people think Boxing Hog says no, that's bullshit. Canelo doesn't want to lose Mexican because it loses fan base. Plus, they have heart to give him the toughest fight. He knows that he could basically they could basically take everything from him. I don't know about everything, but I get what they're saying. Like, it'll hurt his reputation if he loses to like Zurdo or Benavidez.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My dad wants to ask you, Rick, do you think Ryan Garcia can beat Gervonta Davis?
Yes, because of the fact that he'd be punching down at him. He's fast-handed. And I'll tell you what, we don't know that much about Tank if he's got a huge heart. I mean, he was in a war with Leo Santa Cruz and stopped him but he's a little guy and wore out and old and shot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not exactly a shining endorsement to fight Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, personally, I think Ryan will beat him if they fight.
Yeah,
I think Ryan is beating him.
Yeah. He's got fast hands. He's getting better defensively. He punches down at you very well. You know, the height difference between the two of them has got to be like 5.5 inches.
Yeah,
and the reach and everything else. I mean, Ryan Garcia is a big guy.
Very tall for the weight class. Tall, lanky, strong.
Yep. Yeah, very fast-handed, very accurate puncher. I mean, it's not an easy fight.
Yeah, I was talking to Bernard Hopkins recently, and he was like, he said that a lot of these guys in the lightweight division, they don't want to fight Ryan. He even went as far as to say they fear Ryan. Now, obviously, that's his guy, but what do you think? Do you think?
I think he's right. I think he's right.
So you think guys are avoiding Ryan Garcia? They don't want to fight him.
There's some out there, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's like Ryan has
wait, hold on. We haven't heard Leonard Elby or Floyd calling up Oscar and say, "Hey, let's make this fight." Have you heard that? No. That's all you need to know. Thank you.
I talked to Oscar about it. Oscar said he'd love to make that fight. He's down to make that fight.
Because he's punching down. When you're punching down at somebody, everybody's going off the Leo Santa Cruz fight, and they should. He was an old shot, little small guy, and he was in World War III till he got caught.
Yeah. Well, that fight was always going to end only one way. You know, Leo was always going to get decapitated.
Of course. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of people are saying Ryan Garcia is Purina for Tank. Y'all are smoking dope if you say Ryan beats Tank. But Tank,
no. A lot of people think that, bro.
A lot of people think that, and the thing is, like, they should think that. A lot of people should think that because when Tank fights anybody, he's losing like 3 rounds to any and everybody he fights, minimum.
Right.
It don't matter if it's Barrios. It don't matter if it's Rolly. So why should people think that Ryan could beat Tank? And I'm not even a Ryan fan like that, but keep it on bias. Emmanuel Navarrete looked horrible the other night, and the announcers alluded to it. Who do you think around 126 to 130 could beat him? Shakur, obviously, but are there some others you believe could beat him from at those weights? Yeah. Well, who do you think, Rick? For Navarrete?
I think that Oscar Valdez and Navarrete at 130 would be sensational. Absolutely sensational. I think it'd be a great fight. I think that's a fight we'd like to see. Hopefully, Top Rank makes it.
I like that fight. I think if I don't know if it'll happen politically, but I think Joe Cordina could beat Emmanuel Navarrete at 130.
You're going off. I'm not saying he won't, but you're going off a one-punch wonder. Well, it's tough to say. Joe Cordina is a good fighter, but he's not all that. He got a little lucky with one punch. So let's not go. That's like Buster Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson. Well, and what did he do after that? You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll
see in his next fight. He had a tough mandatory defense coming up against Rachmanov, the dude that fought Jojo Diaz a couple like last year. But I'm not going off of the one punch. I've watched Joe for a long time. I think him at 130, he's a much different animal than he was when he first turned pro, and he was at 35. I think Tony Sims has gotten the best out of him recently, and I think for the next couple of fights he'll continue to get the best out of him. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Rick, what do you think about Hector Luis Garcia? He had that win against. What's his name?
He's good. He's good. He's left-handed. He's Olympian. He's a good fighter. No joke. He's a good, solid guy. Knows his way around the ring. He's very competitive. Him and Navarrete would be a very good fight. But it's pretty tough to get top ring fighters and Heyman fighters in the same ring together. I mean, it's only happened 23 times in the history of boxing, and Al Heyman has 4 wins and 19 losses against Arum fighters. Arum's 19-4 against Heyman fighters. So there you go.
Do you have a list? Do you have a list of that? Because I've heard
Top Rank does. Top Rank does.
Okay, because I've heard you say that stat a lot of times, and I'm wondering if you have the actual list.
Top Rank, they've got the list.
I could probably get it from Evan Korn, right? If I hit up Evan Korn,
ask him. Tell him he understands that Brad Goodman's got a famous list of the 4 wins and 19 losses, or Arum winning a 19-4 record against Heyman fighters. By the way, one of the Heyman wins was an 8-round fight.
Okay.
So Fondora versus Daniel Lewis from Australia. I mean,
that was on the Fury undercard. That was Fury Wilder too.
They're giving him every benefit of the doubt.
Black Ray Donovan says, Al Heyman runs boxing. Fuck that list. He said, okay. Al Heyman for commissioner.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, man. Damaris Colon wants me to ask you about Subriel Matias. What
He's a good fighter.
I like Zurdo.
He's an excellent fighter from Puerto Rico, and I can't wait to see him fight Ponce. And I think it's going to be a great fight, and that's what boxing's all about.
Yeah,
I got no problem with all. He's good, very good.
yeah, heavy-handed, extremely durable.
Very tenacious on top of you like a cheap suit. Very strong. He's a complete fighter. Looks good to me.
Absolutely.
They're probably related.
You'd be surprised. Yeah, Puerto Rico's pretty small, so you'd be surprised. Frank Martin is really good. He ultimately looks spectacular at the end, but Marinez is not special. It took Cormier a few rounds to stop him. Martin is from Indianapolis, though, so I have to support. Yeah, they're talking about, what was it? Frank Martin and Lil B-Hop, Chris Colbert.
Yeah, Frank Martin runs Chris Colbert out of the building twice over.
Chris Colbert, I mean, he won a couple of fights and got a little bit of money, and it's like he became Hollywood. He got all Hollywood on us.
Frank Martin will run him out of the ring. Too strong, left-handed. Frank Martin punches with both hands. Chris Colbert looked lost against the southpaw and Hector Garcia, and I think he'll look lost against Frank Martin, if not knocked out.
How about Frank Martin versus Rob Valenzuela? Because that's the fight I think PBC should make.
Yeah, that's a great fight. No question. Mm-hmm.
Okay. My man right here, he says, "What's up, Rick? It's your friend Lewis here."
Lewis? Who's Lewis?
I don't know. Apparently he's your friend.
My man Lewis. Oh, buddy, how you doing? My main man. What's going on? It's my man Lewis. He's good. He's a quality guy. I didn't know he'd be on the show tonight, but he's a great guy, and he's a hell of a boxing guy for a young man. No question about it. He's gaining experience. He's listening to me.
There you go.
Bush
Beer Box Committee says, "Tell Rick I told him to stop being biased and just accept that everything is Terence Crawford's fault. Everything's his fault, Rick."
Yeah. Okay.
It really is. It really is.
Why is it his fault when he's just trying to get the best deal he possibly can get? Respect the man for standing up for what his own rights, please. That he's not a laydown for Al Heyman.
But you know what?
Hey, Bush Beer boxing community. Okay. I mean, the guy, just respect the man for being a great fighter and standing up for what's right.
Yeah.
That's all.
Because in life, you don't get what you're worth.
You've got to put. And I'm not biased. It's got to stop with this bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. Stop. Bias is their word for racism. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right now.
Because at the end of the day, you don't really get what you're worth. You get what you negotiate in life.
That's right. That's right. That's right. If you listen. If you accept $25 to suck a prick, you're a $25 cocksucker. Come on. That's the standard rule of thumb. That's basic business. You don't need to go to Harvard Business School to know that, right?
Yeah, anybody can know that. You can learn that on the streets. How about Sabrina Matias versus Gary Anton Russell? Who does Rick have in that one? I know Russell looked very bad early against Bartholomew.
Russell looked horrible in his last fight. They will not put him in the same building with that guy. If they do, they're taking a real chance. Gary Antoine Russell is not ready for those type of fighters.
Yeah, because Matias is one of those guys like
I want you to David. I want you to remember this name, Arthur Blesnov. They call him the Wolf.
Chechen Wolf.
Right. Well, he's dropping the name Chechen because he doesn't want to be political.
Okay.
I'm his advisor. Okay, the declaration there, a little declaratory statement. He's 11-0 with 9 knockouts. He's managed by Keith Conley. He's promoted by Probellum, and he and Gary Antoine Russell, 5 people that know both fighters well, says they don't know who'd win. Chechen Wolf is a left-handed walk-in power puncher. Gary Antoine Russell, same thing. I really, really, really think that would be like World War III, and I don't know who'd win. So let's leave it at that. So watch for the Chechen Wolf.
Okay, Arthur Bjarslanoff versus. You know what? Make it happen. Because
Heyman ain't doing that fight. Come on, please. He's not going to do that fight. It's not even entitled. If somebody asked him about that fight, you know what he would say?
What would he say?
He would look at the guy like he's stupid, wouldn't say anything. That's how that works.
He would just keep pushing.
He just keep moving. Yeah, he just keep going. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My dad wants to know, Rick. He says, "Are you happy with Don King honoring his contract and paying Dubois his money?"
I'll answer this best question. I was very disappointed it got to the point that he wasn't paid the week following the fight. Very disappointed in Don. I love Don. He's one of my favorites of all time. He's done a lot for my career. He's done a lot for my social life. But I just don't like what he did with it. Daniel Dubois people are my clients. Their managers. They're the Bowers brothers, Martin Bowers. I was totally disgusted with Don over that whole deal.
Yeah.
So I'm not happy with honoring his contract and eventually paying him, because he should have paid him the week after the fight.
I mean, he won the damn purse bid. He won the purse bid, so it should have been pretty straightforward.
I told Don, no offense to Stacy, I told Don he shouldn't have paid his own fighter for lack of effort. For Christ's sake, should have sued him.
Charlo,
for lack of effort.
Yeah, it was tragic, because me and you've been talking about Charlo Bryan for a while, because we both know Stacy, and yeah, it was sad to witness in person. I got to be honest.
I was surprised he got to the fourth round. The guy never landed a telling blow. No, I don't even remember him throwing a telling blow. Come on.
The only reason it got to the fourth round is because Dubois kept missing with the right hand, so then he made the adjustment of throwing the left hook, sitting down on the left hook, and that's when he got him out of there.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But Hyro says, have you ever worked with a promoter? He says Dunkin' Donuts. I think he means Cameron Duncan. Who promotes Brandon Lee and Gerard Ennis. Gerard Ennis fights on PBC. How is he now at PBC? It makes no sense. Okay,
so let me go. Cameron, his name is Cameron Duncan. Brandon Lee is no longer with him. He does have Gerard Ennis, and Gerard Ennis does not fight for PBC. Gerard Ennis is unassociated with Al Heyman and PBC. They put him. Showtime puts him on the shows. Okay, through Cameron Duncan. And I don't like Cameron, but reality is reality. And in the meantime, Gerard Ennis is not with Al Heyman or PBC. He's a Showtime fighter, and Showtime puts him on the shows.
Yeah, he just has a working relationship with, I guess Al Heyman, Showtime. Not you, like you said.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me see. Should have known the better one, Dubois. Wait, I should have known better the one I'm confused what this comment means. So I don't know.
He doesn't know what it means.
I'm not even sure he knows what it means. Is Don King
broke?
Hell no. Hell no. I know that.
No. No. The guy owns $100 million in real estate. Come on, please.
Yeah, he's many things, but he's not broke. Ain't one of them.
No.
So we'll definitely. What do you think like Don's future in boxing is? Like, what future does he have left in boxing? Because it's like
at 91 years old, zero.
Yeah. Because I don't know what do you. Because the show that I went to, the show that he put on, the fight for freedom and peace in the Ukraine, it all seemed like a discombobulated effort, just being there.
It's just you cannot run a show without a full-time professional staff and people that know what they're doing. And too many people work for Don that don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, sorry I missed a lot. Andre got dropped by the zone. What's his move now? Well, we discussed that earlier. I had to humble myself and tell Rick that I was wrong because Andre doesn't want to fight Janibek, and now he's fighting Zach Parker. So he's fighting Zach Parker in the UK. And that'll be a tough one for him. We'll see if we can get it done. But, it's going to be very, very difficult and arduous for him. See, so if Don King is not broke, then is he still crooked?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Yeah. Anyway, Rick, I pretty much asked you everything I wanted to ask you.
Come on. It's only we've only been like 73 minutes. Come on now, you're getting weak on me, bro.
No, I'm not getting weak. We'll take some more questions.
Our man. Oh, this genius.
These Crawford black
Picassos are the reason why the fight doesn't happen. Why is Bob Arum doing fights in a whorehouse?
Warehouse.
Well, warehouse. Arum can't even sell Timo. What's he talking about? A warehouse?
I think he's saying maybe like some of these smaller venues like Resorts World. It's kind of small. Maybe that's
because
what he means.
Because they pay him a site fee. He's not looking to. He doesn't have to sell the gate. Let them take it. They want to be on TV and get the exposure, and they want to have fights and get high rollers in there. He doesn't. Our man doesn't understand the business. He's a Heyman Johnson jumper.
Yeah, our man need to tighten up. Bray says, "Is there any truth to Devin Haney not wanting to fight Loma and moving to 140?" I saw Rick's tweet about it yesterday.
Yeah, 100% it's true, but that doesn't mean he won't. That doesn't mean he won't move. He won't stay at 35 and won't fight Loma. Just that he does. I'm told he doesn't want to, and I don't think I think he's going to go to 40 after this. I really do. I really think it's a contractual obligation, and he's going to go to 40.
I would love to see Devin Haney at 140. I think his body's going to mature when he moves up.
Yep, I think so too.
Yeah. Zach Parker is less of a threat. I don't give a fuck if he knocked out a guy, Janibek decision. Caleb Smith KO'd a guy Bivol went the distance with. Bivol would curb stop Caleb Smith.
What do you think? I think he's incorrect. Nobody's gonna curb stop Caleb Smith. Bivol. He's going by that Callum Smith got handled by Canelo handled Callum Smith, and then Bivol did that to Canelo. Styles make fights, my friend.
Well, the thing is too, like Callum Smith, to his credit, like he's not with he's with Buddy McGirt now, so he's a little bit of a different fighter now than when he fought Canelo.
And he couldn't make 168 anymore. He was drained. Now you can see how strong he is at 75.
I do think Bivol would beat Callum Smith though. He would.
Yeah, but he wouldn't curb stop him. That's ridiculous. You even use that term, curb stop him.
That's one of my terms. I use that term when I talk about Spence versus Crawford because I think Crawford's gonna curb stomp real Spence. Whenever that fight happens, when it happens in November.
Yeah.
You see, no one cares about 140. Why wasn't Aaron Pryor a fifth king? The dude moved to 147 and lost to a random dude named Bobby Joe Young. I came for T if he was prime at 140. 140 is a pit stop. High roll. Why hate on Aaron Pryor?
I don't understand.
I think he's saying that
he wasn't a fifth king. He never fought at 47 at his best. When he came back and he was shot fighter, he was a shot fighter. He lost to Bobby Joe Young, but he was already a gone shot fighter by then. Between the drugs and the eye problems, he was done. So that wasn't the true. Aaron Pryor. That was on the way out the door. Aaron Pryor.
Yeah. Because I know Haro always says that like that nobody gives a fuck about 140. That it's like the cruiserweight for like for around that weight.
True. That's not true.
I know. I tell him that, but he insists. He just insists that nobody cares about 140. I'm like, everyone cares about 140. You don't care about 140 because you want to demean certain fighters. Shout out to Michael Ryan Pitt. He says, "What up, BT and Rick? Two my favorite people in boxing." Shout out to you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael. Yes, I like Michael a lot. He's a good quality guy.
Michael, very nice guy.
Yep, thank you.
Let's see, who do you think would win between Little Charlo and Crawford? It seems like Lions only don't want none. That's a good question.
I think Crawford is too fast for him and too accurate, left-handed. And he's got that killer instinct, and I think he's got a slight edge over the 154-pound Charlo. I think he's got a huge edge over the gutless 160 Jamal Charlo.
Well, Jamal at this point, you got to consider Jamal damn near semi-retired. He hasn't boxed since last June, and we don't really see or hear much from him. He's
well, people call them identical twins. They say, well, one's got balls down to his ankles and one's got none.
Yeah.
So there you go. They're not too identical.
They're becoming less and less identical as the years go on, as they age.
Yes.
Let me see. Who does Rick got between Canelo and Bivol at 168? They ever fought there?
That's a tough question because Bivol's a big guy and he says he can make 68, but who knows if it's under full strength. But I would say I like Canelo at 68.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty interesting fight if Canelo could beat Golovkin and then Bivol beats Zurdo and then they fight at 68 and then Bivol could become undisputed at 68. That would be a really interesting fight. It'd make it more interesting because I don't think Canelo can mess with Bivol at 75. It's just too much for him. me see. A guy I'm starting to be impressed with, and I told BT this, is Israel Madrimov. He's the one to watch at 154. What do you think about Israel Madrimov, Rick?
He's a good fighter, but he's so one-dimensional from what I can see. Very one-dimensional. So we'll see as he progresses up the ranks and fights better fighters.
And not even just that, 154 is a weight class that's ran by PBC and Al Heyman. So, like, is he gonna get the fights that he needs at 54? Like, that seems like an uphill battle.
That's an uphill battle in itself, but it doesn't make him not a good fighter.
No, I know.
If he's a good fighter, they won't fight him. If he's not so good, they'll fight him.
They'll say, they'll cross the street.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Any other comments? Shout out to everybody here, by the way. Got Rick Glaser here. When is Bam Rodriguez's next fight? It's on the Canelo Golovkin 3 undercard. He's taking on Israel Gonzalez. That's Rick's guy. That's my guy too. But Rick really loves Bam. Rick said earlier in the show that Bam is like the smartest fighter in boxing.
No, I didn't say that. So the
highest IQ.
Highest ring IQ.
Well, wouldn't that be the same as being? Wouldn't that be as far as like
smartest? Does he read poetry? I mean, could he read poetry? Come on.
As far as in the boxing ring, he's the smartest. You're saying he has the highest boxing IQ.
Highest ring IQ, no question about it.
Nah, Keith Thurman's the smartest fighter, outside the ring. Like he reads poetry and he's pretty smart. He plays the flute.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What do you think about Bam versus Junto Nakatani, Rick?
It's the fight to die for. I would pay $100 to watch that fight on pay-per-view and $500 ringside. That's how I feel about that fight.
It's two of the top volume punchers in the sport going at it. That'd be a war. Mexico versus Japan.
And not only that, is two of the top fighters, period, in the sport.
Yeah, not enough respect's being put on obviously Bam's name, but even Junto, a lot of people don't know about Junto yet because he's only had like one fight on Top Rank. He fought Angel Acosta on the Oscar Valdez card last year.
Right.
Yeah. Will Marv Nation succeed in putting together Zepeda versus Prograis?
I hope they do.
That's to be determined.
I hope they do. But I don't know. I don't know who his staff is. I don't know.
Yeah. Your boy Espinoza claims Tank is negotiating with Ryan Garcia. Is this true, Rick?
I have no idea. It doesn't sound feasible. Why would Tank be negotiating with Garcia? They both have representation. So why would they be negotiating with each other? Does he mean the teams are negotiating?
I'm sure that's what he means.
Okay. If the teams are negotiating, yeah, it's possible. Sure. Look forward to it.
I know like a week and a half ago. I mean,
G-Funky. I didn't even see G-Funk's, my man. Good man.
You got all your friends here today. All your friends are here today.
All three of them, including you.
Yes, sir. No, I talked to Bernard Hopkins like 2 weeks ago, and he was like he didn't know. So I don't think they are personally, but hopefully.
No, but who knows?
Who knows? Ask Rick if you think Spencer Carver can move to 154. Charlo is a big super welterweight with a granite chin, crippling power, and seemingly infinite gas tank, strong for all 12 rounds.
Yeah, I mean, assuming Spence, let's just say there's no rematch clause. I can see Spence moving up, but I can't see him fighting Charlo. I think what's going to happen is if the 60 Charlo vacates, 60 will go. The 54 goes to 60, and then Spence will go to 54. That's what makes the most amount of sense to me.
Yeah, I can see that because they're not going to fight each other unless PBC gives them like a retirement check, because they're friends or whatever.
Correct.
Yeah. Lyro asks, Rick, is Steven Espinoza a real bad person? Is Steven Espinoza like a housewife who extorted De La Hoya? What happened with them when they were at Golden Boy, I guess?
I don't know exactly what happened to them, but I know they have. I know Oscar and Steven have complete disdain for one another. And since I know Oscar not to be a bad person when it comes to business, I have a feeling that Espinoza did him dirty. Okay. But I'm not positive about it. Let's put it that way to you.
Yeah, How well do you know Oscar? Because I know he follows you on Twitter. I've seen that.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, you hear me?
Okay, I can now.
I was saying, the question I asked was, I saw on Twitter that Oscar De La Hoya follows you. How well do you know him? Like,
What I say?
I'm saying, how well do you know Oscar De La Hoya? Because I've seen that he follows you on Twitter.
We talk. We we converse by email mostly.
Oh yeah.
Mostly by email. Yeah. He's got a question to ask me of a fighter he's not familiar with, or or he's got to say, "What do you think of this fight?" I'll we talk. We communicate by email.
Okay.
So I know well enough to do that. Yeah, back and forth. Yep.
That's cool. Yeah, I met him for the first time. He seems like a pretty down to earth person for the most part.
He's a great guy. I like Oscar. Good guy, quality guy.
See, like in meeting him, it seems like he's a little underappreciated. Like people don't appreciate Oscar enough.
Very, very much so.
Especially as a fighter, because the dude was like a 6th division champion.
It's real interesting. You never heard anybody say that Golden Boy owes him any money that didn't get paid, right? Right?
No, I can't think of it. No.
Okay. There you go. Thank you.
I mean, I've heard fighters complain about maybe they didn't get paid what they felt they were worth, but never that
you're only worth what you negotiated. So people got to stop saying that.
Okay, fair enough. EasyBX says, "What is the ceiling for Edgar Berlanga, and who does he fight next?" Well, we don't know that part, but what do you think about?
He's on suspension until like December, anyways. After the bite. What do I think? I think he desperately needs a trainer. He got a new trainer the last fight, just had a short time to work with him. I don't think he's going to become what people thought he was in the beginning, but I think he'll be a very good attraction in the Madison Square Garden. And I think that he'll be in big fights and he'll win some and lose some.
And that's all you can ask for. Sometimes, not everybody can be great. But if you could at least be good enough for people to care about you and come out and see you, then I guess that counts. That counts for something, right? Because Gabe Rosado. Look at Gabe Rosado. I mean, I know he's not like Berlanga will have a better career than Gabe Rosado, but Gabe Rosado has like 15 losses, but people always want to see him fight.
Correct.
And he's fighting Ali Akhmedov on the Canelo card. It's a good fight.
Is that a rematch?
I don't think it is a rematch. No.
What's the name get knocked out by? Rosado knocked somebody out. Isn't that the guy he knocked out?
No, he knocked out Bektier Malakuziev from Uzbekistan.
You're right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry,
this guy's from Kazakhstan. Yeah. G Funky wants to know from you, Rick. Who does Rick know who the front runner for the Teofimo fight is in December?
I would say it's Jose Pedraza. I would think.
Yeah, it would make sense. I would like to see, and I don't know what you think about it, Rick, but I would like to see Kenneth Sims Jr. get a shot. What do you think?
Never happened.
No?
Shut that door, please. Never, ever, ever happened.
Why not Kenneth Sims? He's earned maybe not against Tio, but he's earned an opportunity against somebody at 140 because he beat Elvis Rodriguez last year.
It won't be on a Top Rank show. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. But why is that? Because like if Top Rank brought him in, right?
Who wants to watch that? He's boring to watch, and he's too slick. He's too slick. Who wants to watch that? Nobody wants to watch that.
I mean, I thought he was pretty good against Elvis Rodriguez. I enjoyed it, but I'm just one man. I'm just one man.
Why? Because Elvis Rodriguez is a greenhorn. Come on, please.
I mean, they were building him up as like one of the next this and the next that at 140.
Yeah. Okay.
And they didn't pick Kenneth Sims against Rodriguez because they thought Elvis was gonna. I'm sure Top Rank didn't want Elvis to lose.
Of course. So you think they want to do it again and compound their mistake? Come on, please.
I'm just saying I would like to see Kenneth Sims get an opportunity against somebody. Maybe he won't be on Top Rank, but just somebody because he earned it.
Good luck to him.
And normally like if Elvis would have won that fight, Elvis would have been probably somewhere in the mix for a world title right now. Kenneth beat Elvis, and Kenneth's had to fight.
He would be 2 years away from fighting for a world title if he would have won that fight. Okay, 2 years from now, let alone 2 years from then. Okay.
I mean, all right. I think he deserves a chance. I don't think Kenneth Simmons is born, but that's just me. Okay. Speedy Rashidi Ellis is your guy, BT. What does Rick think about him? What do you think about Rashidi Ellis, Rick?
He's another Kenneth Sims, but a different weight class. That's all. He's just 47, not a 40, and he's just another Kenneth Sims, just another guy that can fight, that's fast-handed, knows his way around the ring, that nobody gives a shit about. Same thing, same thing as Kenneth Sims. About the same.
Okay. Glaser, do you think Canelo should pull Thurman and vacate the 168 belt so Benavidez plan and Andre can get a title and make a potential fight with Canelo bigger?
No. Why would he do that? He's the biggest draw in boxing, the biggest money maker. Why would he do that? That's ridiculous.
He's saying so they could increase their star power.
I mean, why would he do that for them? Why would he do that for them? Come on, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's not going to, and especially for like Andrade and Benavidez, who I know he don't like either of them.
Right.
Plant versus Darrell. What do you think about Plant versus Darrell, Rick?
I don't know. I didn't know anybody cared. I mean, if Plant's not shot, Darrell is shot. So if Plant's not shot, he'll win.
Yeah. And as long as Plant doesn't fade and exchange the back half of the fight, he'll be all right. Because one thing Darrell can still punch. He's trained by Sugar Hill. I know Sugar Hill's not going to train him.
I know, but you know what? He doesn't put that kind of pressure on like a Canelo did, so he's not going to wear down like he did against Canelo. Darrell. Nobody fears Darrell's body punches. Come on.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Rick, was Hasim Rahman Jr. versus Jake Paul a real thing? I don't think Jake Paul can sell like he thinks. Since you're from New York, is it true that he could not sell in Madison Square Garden?
Well, I think he could sell, but I don't think they were going to be anywhere near a sellout. I think they would have sold half the amount, like 10,000 tickets, something like that. I don't think it would have been 20,000, anywhere near that.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be what Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano was.
No. You got to remember something. People don't consider in the boxing business and fans Jake Paul to be a real fighter. Those are his own people that are YouTubers and all those that nouveau group of people. So boxing people don't think much of him. I mean, and boxing enthusiasts don't either. So there's your answer right there.
Yeah, and I never really believed the Hasim Rahman fight was going to happen. I thought it was all bullshit.
Well, you turned out to be a genius.
Me and Sean Porter, because Sean Porter called it even a little bit before I did.
Well, listen, it's a great minds think alike.
Yes, sir. It's half a mil for the MSG numbers. It didn't add up. Yeah, no, it didn't add up. So he's gonna go do what he's gonna do, and the sport will continue. Because like Rick, what do you think about? Because like this dude, Joe like the guy from the Zone, the guy Joe Markowski or whatever. What do you think about when people say that YouTube boxing is bringing new eyes to the sport? Because I think it's bullshit, honestly.
It's only bringing new eyes to the sport for that event with that fighter. It's not bringing those people are not watching Bam Rodriguez versus Juanito Nakatani. Let's put it that way too.
Facts. Ask Rick, can Crawford and Spence sell at Madison Square Garden instead of Las Vegas?
1,000%. But why would they go there? Because you got to pay the state income tax, which is about 8%.
TV tax.
TV tax, and then you got $450,000 to rent Madison Square Garden, plus another $50,000 in union costs. You get $500,000. So they can go to Vegas and get an arena for free. So why would they do that? And the fighters don't have to pay income tax, so there's no reason to go there.
Yeah, and that's why most big fights in boxing these days don't go to New York. They're more so go to Vegas
or Texas, because there's no state income tax.
Yeah,
and Nevada, yep, and Florida. And Florida don't get the biggest fights.
And Florida, but
yep.
Richard Torres looks like a good fighter. People need to remember him getting starched by Jaloff in the amateurs, though. How far do you think Richard Torres can go?
As far as Top Rank wants to take him.
I think Top Rank at some point they're gonna get into like maybe like 15-0 or 17-0, and they'll make an in-house fight with him and Jared Anderson.
No, they're not. They're not fighting him and Jerry Anderson. Trust me,
No,
it'll never
why?
happen in a million years.
Why not? It makes sense.
Because one is an East Coast fighter, one's a West Coast fighter, and in Fresno, that guy's going to be able to sell out the stadium there, the football stadium there, and they're going to be in the Richard Torres business in Fresno. They're not taking a guy from Toledo, Ohio, could be a heavyweight champ and put him in with him. They're going to destroy the brand, and they don't do things like that. So no, that won't be happening.
Okay, so maybe not 17-0, but you don't think maybe like when he's 25-0 or something like that, or
no? It depends if he's selling out. If the crowds are not going down in Fresno, if the crowds are staying and they're coming out and they're able to charge more for tickets and that go to a bigger venue and all that, no. If it's growing now, if they can't sell all of a sudden there and it's petered out, then I could see him putting them in, but they're not going to do that. They don't destroy attractions.
okay, fair enough. Because yeah, I mean, it'll be something similar, I guess. Jose Ramirez, right?
And by the way, Jalalev there will destroy almost anybody. So that's no put down on Richard Torres. That animal.
You like Jalalev?
Yes, I do.
What do you think about him against, like, I guess the guys like?
I gotta tell you something funny.
Go ahead.
So I'm in Dubai. He fought in Dubai. I was there. I'm in the lobby of their hotel, not my hotel. They stayed in a 4-star hotel. I stayed in a 5-star hotel. So, anyways, we're in the lobby, and two of his people from his team are talking to him. And this is his answer. He was grunting. Those were his answers. They actually understood. The one guy spoke English too. I said, "Do you understand him?" He said, "Oh yeah." Okay, so he was grunting. That's it. That was his yes and no's.
Dang, that's weird.
Yep. Big, strong guy. Very fast for a heavyweight. Good on his feet. Tracks guys down well. He's a good fighter.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Shout out to Jalalev. One SSS says, "Is Philip Hargenbridge overrated, Rick?"
Oh my God.
No offense, but he got dropped against 39-year-old. His best win is Rydell Booker. He didn't show the extra gear to finish Kevin Johnson. What do you think about Philip Hargenbridge versus Jared Anderson?
Jared Anderson would wipe the floor with him. I don't have a problem with a guy that is not a good fighter because he can't stop Kevin Johnson. Kevin Johnson's a tough bastard.
Yeah, Kevin Johnson goes this is almost everybody.
Right. Truth of the matter is, I think that Jared Anderson is going to be. Now remember, Jared is an 8-round fighter right now. So let's say 2 fights from now that he's 10-rounders, he'll wipe the floor with Herkovec. Herkovec's slow, clumsy. His hands and feet don't work together. He gets a bad reaction every time he got hit from Zhang. Every time he got hit, he had a very bad reaction. What?
Okay. Zhang can really punch though. I think anybody who gets cracked by Zhang is in it.
Yeah, but he had a bad reaction, got hit to the body. It looked like he didn't want to be in there. It's not a very good sign.
Yeah, I think he'll come back better. I'm high on Hargenbridge.
Okay.
I like Hargenbridge. Out of all the guys, so that Olympics with was it Yoka, Joyce, and what's his name? Yoka, Joyce, and Hargenbridge. He was the one I liked out of those 3 the most. I think Ronnie Shields is going to get him right, and he'll come back better.
Okay.
But yeah, he needs work. He does need some work. Anderson is the future of the heavyweight division. He's bringing them titles back to America. I hope they put Big Baby in there with somebody who's like taller than him. Like all these guys have been fighting have been like his height. He even fought a couple cruiserweights. I know he's young in the game, but like I'm waiting for that step up.
Yep. Ask Rick what?
Huh? Oh, ask Rick, how much does Glenn Feldman take to score a fight in your favor?
Glenn Feldman's just getting old. He's been a good judge for a long time. Nobody's ever questioned his ethics or his morality. So the guy's got to stop with that bullshit.
So you're saying his eyes just don't work as good as they used to? That's what it is.
Well, I'm not saying his brain works as good either. So his pecker probably doesn't work good at all anymore either.
I mean, nobody's pecker probably works good at that age.
Yep.
Wilder versus Joshua for no belts does better numbers than Usyk versus Fury for undisputed. Changed my mind. Well, you tweeted that, Rick. Didn't you tweet that the other day on Twitter?
Yep.
I saw your tweet about that.
No. It was no. That's not what I said. Incorrect.
What did you say? What did you say? It was something like that.
I said that Fury and AJ do better than Usyk and Fury right now. Even though Usyk beat Joshua the last two fights.
Okay.
And it's just for one belt is what I said.
Yeah. See, Jesus M says, I told you, BT, Jared Anderson will beat Philip Hargenbridge. They got to fight. He had the damn Coke bottle glasses on.
Who's that?
You're talking about Glenn Feldman, I think.
No. People got to get off of Glenn Feldman.
Yeah, focus.
Rick, what about Wilder coming back?
Yeah.
I think Wilder seems uninterested in coming back. Well, I don't know. We got to see how shot he is. We got to see if he's mentally all there. Who knows what he's got left? He took 2 beatings, took 19 rounds of beatings, was knocked out the first time, and the second time he took a fucking face plant. I mean, that's not exactly the way to go out, and a way to continue your career. Most guys would give up. So I hope he's all right, and I hope I hope he's not injured, and they're fighting him where he shouldn't be fighting anymore.
Another thing to consider too is like Wilder has said on many occasions, and I actually met him for the first time recently, and he made it a point when I was talking to him.
My condolences.
He made it a point when I was talking to him to say that he doesn't really need boxing, that he's secure, he's got his money invested in the right places. So I know a lot of times when a fighter gets everything in order, financially speaking, they don't have that hunger to keep going forward. So
100%, and he said it in his own words. So there you go. You're 100% right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we're going to see on October 15th. David Easter says, as much as I don't like Wilder, you have to fight an absolute perfect fight against almost nuclear bombs, daisy cutters for punches. Yeah, I mean, he's a very gifted heavyweight. He's limited, but he's got one trick, but it's a hell of a trick.
Yep.
Does Rick know what the numbers AJ Usyk did? Adam Smith wouldn't say the numbers.
AJ Usyk,
yeah, the rematch.
You mean over in England, the numbers, the pay-per-view?
I guess, yeah.
I don't know. I don't get the English numbers.
Yeah, okay. Why is Abner Mares fighting? His restaurant must be doing bad.
I didn't even know he had a restaurant. What's the name of the restaurant? What kind of Mexican food?
It's Mexican food. I don't know what the name of it is, but I know it's Mexican food because I have a friend that went there one time. He said it was pretty good actually. But
I got the name of the restaurant. You could call it Bad Eyes Abner's.
Okay. Bad Eyes Abner's. Yeah, his eyes are all fucked up. Why is he fighting?
He should be fighting.
No,
because Heyman wants to get him slayed.
Maybe Heyman wants to finally follow through with that Tank Davis fight they made a couple years ago. Because if he gets a win and then they make the fight, they can say, well, you guys do realize this fight was official at one point, so boom, there you go. PBC pay-per-view. Let me see. Marius Breeders beat the crap out of that dude over in Australia and got a shady decision. It was fair, though, because he started slow. He beat Opataya up in the rematch, however. Did you see that fight, Rick? The Jay Opataya, Marius Breeders fight?
No, I saw it. I thought the Australian won.
Yeah, I thought it was close, but I thought Opataya did enough to win.
Yep.
Let me see. Did I hear about Mexican food? Are we talking about Andy Ruiz now? No, we were talking about Abner Mares, who's fighting this weekend on the Ruiz versus Ortiz undercard. So that's what it is. Rick, you want to go with 10 more minutes, or you ready to go to sleep? Because you sound like you're getting tired on me.
Yeah, I'm not getting tired of you. You're slowing down. You got me at a standstill. My motors. I'm in place. The 12 cylinders are ready to roll. Go through the gears here, bro. Come on now.
Okay. All right. No, Tank Davis is gonna cherry pick a ball at 140 for one of the. Maybe. You see, if Morris fights Tank, I'm done with Tank. Well, you best prepare to get done. You can never put anything past PBC and Al Heyman with when it comes to Tank.
That's right. Oh, anybody. They're devious and dishonest. Very good.
Yeah.
More questions.
You haven't. I know you haven't done too much business with them in the past, right? As far as business, like you and PBC.
I did business with him in the early 2000s, and I'm glad I've never done business with him again. How's that?
All right, I got you. El Rayo was calling out Cruz at the press conference. I can't take him seriously. Yeah, Raul Valenzuela versus Isaac Cruz. What do you think about that one, Rick? Because a lot of people they're buying into the whole Isaac Cruz Mexican Mike Tyson thing, but he don't really like he's not really he doesn't really knock a lot of people out. So I think he's a beatable guy. What do you think about him and Raul Valenzuela?
It's a good fight. It's a toss up.
Can go either way.
Yep.
Okay. Hyro wants to know from you, Rick, what do you think about the Golden Boy prospect Floyd Schofield?
First of all, Hyro can't spell because that's not how to spell Schofield. Not even close. What do I think of him? I think he's trained by Ronnie Shields now, not his father. He's capable. He's got fast hands. He's strong. He's in great shape. But he does things. He's got to bring his hands, feet, and his head together. And in the last fight I saw him on the DAZN, on the Oscars first fight, he had him. His hands, feet, and head weren't working together. So he needs to bring all that together. But he's got potential, yes.
Yeah. So all that takes time. It takes time for fighters to develop. So we'll see what how he develops and comes in a couple of years. You see. David says Gervonta Davis is an opportunist at the highest level. How he captivates fans is beyond me. I mean, listen, Tank. I don't know if you agree with this, Rick, but Tank, I feel like he got the benefit of getting all that push from Floyd. Like Floyd pretty much anointed him as the guy.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what all the fantasy is about Tank Davis. I just don't get it, but it's all right.
Let me see. Okay. I already gave it to Wilder, and I'm gonna give it to Usyk too. Tyson Fury, yeah. We'll see what happens, man. I used to think that like Fury. I'm still picking Fury to beat Usyk, but I'm not as sold as I once was. I'm becoming a believer in Usyk fight by fight. You see, Bob Aram Science Nisa Estrada. Bob is really dipping his hot feet into women's boxing. Hey, Rick, do you have an opinion on that? 'Cause I know you don't watch the women's boxing.
Yeah, well, it's cheap. It's cheap content. I mean, they could put a world title on for peanuts compared to a man's fight, and if they don't have good defense, all of a sudden you got a great fight on your hands. It doesn't matter if it's male or female in their eyes. I don't look at it that way, but that's how they're looking at it.
Okay. Do you know anything about the fighter he signed, Nisa Estrada?
Yeah, she was a golden boy. She's a really, really good fighter. A little person. I don't know, 105, 8, 12.
Yeah, small girl.
Yeah,
small girl.
She can fight. She makes good fights. I mean, they signed the fighter that can be an attraction. They'll make her into a bigger attraction. They'll put her on ESPN on national TV. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
and they don't have to pay her a ridiculous amount of money like they would be for a guy.
Yeah, so it makes sense. Who does TMT put in with Rolly next?
I didn't know anybody cared. Where did they come up with these questions?
A lot of people, you'd be surprised, Rick. A lot of people actually care about Rolly. Like, Jesus. As far as like, I mean, not because he's he's not a great fighter per se, but he's entertaining. Like as far as like his antics and stuff, so he gets people's attention.
I would like to see Rolly and Cruz, Isaac Cruz. I think that's a great fight.
Yeah. Why do you feel it's a great fight?
Because it would be.
Yeah, I mean, I think so too. I just wanted to know.
Throw. They're both leaky on the defense, and they both throw. It's a fun fight.
Yeah, be a really good main event fight. Regular showtime, not pay per view, but regular showtime,
like an eliminator, something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Rick, did Canelo learn to throw more punches, combos, and speed versus GGG in Bivol fight, and wasn't size the issue? And wasn't size.
I don't understand the
Rick,
question.
did Canelo learn to throw more punches, combo with speed versus GGG? I think I don't know.
I don't know. No, Canelo.
Does Ryan punch harder than Tank?
100%.
I
With that left hook, absolutely.
That left hook might be, it's in the top 3 hardest punches for any fighter in boxing, in my opinion.
Yeah. Right, 100%. Thank you.
Do you think Gary Russell Jr., the older one, could rejuvenate his career?
No, he's too old. 33. He's been inactive, bad shoulder. Too many. His father died. Too many things against him. He's got money in the bank. Too many things against him.
He's got a business, right? Doesn't he got like a tow truck company or something like that?
Tow trucking company. Yeah, truck company. And he's got a bunch of rental houses or rental apartments. He's if he comes back 1 tune-up fight, they'll put him in a payday fight, maybe even with Tank, and get him out of the game. He's done. He'll never be a world champ again.
Damn. I can't wait for the Shakur card, especially to see Keyshawn perform. If Haney was entertaining, he would be Keyshawn Davis.
What?
He said if Devin Haney was entertaining, he would beat Keyshawn Davis.
What does entertaining have to do with? I don't understand what he's even talking about, but let's put it this way to you. Keyshawn Davis, it shouldn't be mentioned in Devin Haney's breath, yet he's just got into 8-rounders, and he's just a tyro compared to a Devin Haney who's had a whole bunch of championship fights over the last 3 to 4 years. Come on, it's apples and oranges, guys.
Yeah.
There's levels to this. Come on.
And there's levels to everything in life. Black Magic wants to know from you, Rick. Hey, Rick, are you happy about having to pay my wife's school loans?
What the fuck is he talking about?
I don't know. Maybe that whole thing that's going on in the country now with like the loan forgiveness. I mean, I don't know anything. I haven't paid attention to it, but I've been hearing about it.
I don't care. I hope your wife's loans are paid off by everybody, not just me.
That's right. Rick, do you know the prospect Orestes Velasquez who beat Abel Martinez with 2 fights?
Yeah, he's all right. He's no great shakes.
Nothing crazy?
No, didn't they have a draw? I thought they had a draw.
No, they didn't have a draw. No. He stopped Abel Martinez, I believe, in like 5 or 6 rounds. That was earlier this year.
But didn't they have a fight where they had a draw and they had the rematch?
No, there was no rematch. But Abram had a draw. The fight you're probably thinking about is Luis Sacorn. He dropped Luis Sacorn.
Right. That was on Showbox. Correct.
That was on show. No. This fight he's talking about was it was a club show in Hialeah at the Hialeah Casino.
Abraham Martinez he's not going all the way to the top. He's a little wacky.
Yeah.
So he was never going to make it.
He can punch, and he'll make for some good fights.
Right. He's not going anywhere.
Okay. Rick, what do you think about? My dad wants to know. What do you think about the prospect Eric Tudor? Do you know anything about him?
Very, very, very good young fighter. I think he's 5-0 with 4 knockouts. He's fighting on the DAZN show.
Yes.
In October 20th against the kid from Detroit.
I don't know Jones. The opponent. I don't know.
Yeah, Jones from Detroit.
Is it Isaiah Jones? Isaiah
Yes.
Jones. Okay.
9-7.
It's a good fight for him at the stage.
I put Isaiah Jones in.
Okay, I like Eric. Eric's one of the top,
Eric's going to be an excellent. He's going to be an excellent ticket seller in South Florida.
I know. I'm excited about him, man.
And unlike Teofimo, he's proud to be from South Florida.
That's right.
Fucking Teofimo.
And that's why I'm going to be covering the hell out of Eric Tudor,
Right.
I saw him hopefully his brother can get, he's got a brother named Sasha who was a really good amateur too.
I know. He's 17 years old. The same manager, Louis is going to turn him pro too.
Okay, that's good news because Sasha Tudor has a lot of talent. I think he can really go far.
He's like 175, isn't he? Like real big.
Yeah, he's big. Yeah, he's gotten really big over the years. Long and lanky. He'll fill out as he gets older, but the kid is really talented.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So Derek Santos has a good little stable he's building here in South Florida. Him. You got the kid Eric Tudor. Sasha will turn pro, as you said. You got Dominique Francis, who's a good fighter in the lower weights.
Yep.
So good stuff going on. Let me see. Do you guys give this dude Isak Cruz is fighting this Sunday on the Ortiz Ruiz undercard a chance at the upset? I'm not even sure who's his opponent.
Who's he fighting?
I'm not even sure. Eduardo Ramirez. He's fighting Eduardo Ramirez, the guy that fought Luis Melendez last fight.
That's a good fight. Anybody can win that fight. You know, that's a good fight.
Let me see. You take Rick to a bar, and this guy is a liability to get his ass kicked. I don't think so.
What?
Black Magic said if you took Rick to a bar, this guy is a liability to get his ass kicked.
Yeah, and you know, I don't think he knows my long-term reputation for 30 years ago.
He said Christ. This guy Rick comes off as a real prick, and I like him a little bit.
Yeah. Tell my background a little bit. There, bro. We tell my background.
Yeah, Rick's dealt people in the mob and legal numbers business and racketeering. You know, I don't think Rick's afraid. I don't think Rick's afraid of a fight. You know.
Correct, though.
What do you think about John Love? I wonder why a major promoter. Well, he likes John Love, but why do you feel like is John Love signed to a major promoter, Rick?
He's signed to Probellum.
Okay. So he's with Ditchko and all them.
Yes.
Okay. You'd be spitting out your teeth, Black Magic. There you go. Yeah, they're saying don't fuck with Rick. All right. Well, Rick, I think I'm about to wrap it up, man.
We have to?
We don't have to. You want to keep going?
We go on a little while longer here. I'm good, bro. You're one of my favorites. You just don't know it.
I don't know it actually, but I appreciate that. Are Mark Castro and Joey Spencer the most overrated prospects, Rick? What do you think?
Who? Mark Castro? Oh, no. What's his name is? Little Vito. And Vito and Joey Spencer's number one. Little Vito's number two.
So, okay, Vito Monecki.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when he fought on Christmas in New Jersey?
Oh yeah.
The Vito Monecki.
Oh yeah.
That I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah. Is that when he got beat?
No, he won that fight. The fight he got beat on, I don't remember what car that was on, but it wasn't that one.
James Martin. Yeah. Jerry the Bold Son. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. Who's that other monster top rank signed, the Canadian guy? You're talking about Arslanbek Makhmudov.
He's a beast.
Yeah, you like him?
Oh yeah, he's a beast. No question about it. No question about it. He's an absolute terror, that guy.
So I know he's like really physically strong. Do you feel like Makhmudov, maybe when he fights guys with some speed, he'll have problems because he is kind of slow, but he's very, very strong. What do you think?
Who's that now? Makhmudov?
Makhmudov, yeah, the Canadian, the 14-0 killer.
Listen, he hits anybody. They could go pretty quick. That's all I know. Oh Jesus Christ!
It's like Holyfield told me, like, some fighters throw rocks and some fighters throw boulders. He seems like the kind of guy that's throwing boulders all the time.
Yeah, that's a good example. I like that.
Yeah.
He's fine. Now, was that what was his name? Evans Fields? Evan Fields, or was that Evander Holyfield?
No, it was Evander. I never met Evan Fields. You probably met Evan Fields. I didn't meet Evan Fields because Evan Field. I mean, when Evan Fields existed, I was only 1-2 years old. You know, I wasn't even born.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Did you ever meet Evan? Did you ever meet Evan Fields in person?
No, but the postman did. Did you like that one? Was that good?
I did. It was funny.
Yeah. That was a good comeback, huh?
Yeah. Makhmudov is the scariest man in boxing.
Well, he's ugly. There's no question about that. Right. If I ever wanted to look like I was cute, I would stand next to him.
Yeah, that dude is, you know, he is pretty ugly. He's ugly and he can punch like a mule.
Yes, he can.
He's ugly. He's ugly. He's powerful, and he's pissed off. That's a very dangerous combination.
Real quick. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Real Rick Glaser 1. And there's a whole bunch of fake Rick Glaser accounts out there, but it puts you on the right one. This one has over 5,000 followers and came on and started in January of 2020. All the fake accounts have very few followers. And so follow me. I answer all your boxing questions. If you follow me, you get my cell number, and you can call me and ask me questions and stuff like that. We can bypass BT.
There you have it. There you have it.
No, but listen, I like to help people out, answer questions for people, and I make a living helping people. That's how I make a living. So I for boxing enthusiasts, I do it for free. If you're in the business, I get paid. That's all there is to it.
There you have it.
Okay,
you got to pay up.
Okay. Yeah, and then if you want to follow me on Facebook, it's Rick Glaser. I've got almost 5,000 followers there, and that's it. I mean, here I am, and I'm on Instagram at rickglaser.1.
You're on Instagram?
Yeah.
I
got
that.
224. I just started not too long ago. 224 followers, and follow me on Instagram, bro. Yeah, hit me up at Instagram, and
You see,
it's rickglaser.1. Yep.
I got you. I just found it. I just followed you on there.
Yeah, GLASER, Rick Glaser 1. Well, listen, guys, it's been a pleasure. BT, I love your questions. And by the way, 90% of your questions tonight from your followers were excellent.
They were
just
great.
To let you know.
So respect.
Yeah, some of them that talked about racism and stuff like that. We don't need those. It's totally uncalled for here.
And it's unproductive.
It's not only is it unproductive. What does it lead to? It leads to nothing. You know what I mean? I mean, overall, it's something. It's something. The world's dealing with racism. You don't need to make it up too.
We're just here for the boxing. We're just here for the boxing.
Right. It's that or sex. Is that or sex? Okay. And I'd rather talk boxing than sex with you.
I'm glad, because I wouldn't talk about it with you either. So
that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
All right, Rick.
Well, listen, it's been a pleasure. Love to be on again in the near future. Say hello to your quality father for me.
I will.
He tell me he's a quality guy because he raised a fine son.
Thank you, Rick.
Okay?
Appreciate it. All right.
Thank you. You have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye now.
All right. There you have it, Rick Glaser. So I haven't been live a lot recently, so I figured I'd at least try to start doing some interviews again. It's really been Rick's man of the people. Rick was here for 2 hours. He gave us 2 hours of great content. If you missed the live, I'm probably gonna chop up a lot of these clips because he said a mouthful in this live. This was definitely one for the books. Tomorrow, I may have another guest. I'm not sure yet because I haven't locked it in yet, but I may have another guest for tomorrow. So stay tuned for tomorrow. Stay tuned for all the content on this channel. We're building towards 50,000 subscribers very quickly. I think we could actually get there by the end of the year. So man, I'm happy, man. I'm happy. We'll be at the Andy Ruiz fight this weekend. It'll be a great time. So if you're gonna be at LA, let me know. Get on follow me on Instagram at Jessica from Dania, Twitter at Tru School Sports, and Facebook Brendan Taylor, and we can definitely get up and talk boxing. And until then, till the next live, until hopefully the next guest or whenever I see you guys again, you guys take care. God bless. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.